Hello you guys and girls, hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching my video. In this video, I'm covering HTML forms which are used to interact with the user on web page. Forms are very important part of HTML and I suggest you to take your notes. Should you have any questions, please do ask me in comment section here, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, you can do it by clicking subscribe button here. Before continuing with the session, I hope you had done with the assignment I provided you in my previous videos. Let me know if you want me to make video for those assignments and I'll be happy to do it for you. So back to forms now. Why do we use it? Well, these are usually combined with programs written in various programming languages, and these programming languages handle the data captured from these forms, and sometimes they send it to database, sometimes they are used for storing the information to the file, and sometimes they are used for calculating some results, and based on the output that has been calculated based on the input captured from these forms, then another page is presented to the user. I'm covering few in my upcoming videos, like everywhere. Say you want to take admission in college, or you want to fill in passport application form, you need to fill in the form. Just to give you a quick idea about form, think about something that says there are various types of forms like login form, sign up form, inquiry form, contact us form, application form, and so on. So this is what form is. I hope we are good to go with how to create forms in HTML. Look here. This is my text editor. I have already opened it. And here I am going to type it, the basic HTML structure, which I hope you remember by now. So, doc type HTML, HTML closed, head, title, forms, body. I'm saving it as forms on my desktop, forms.html. It is saved and now nothing is here. So in order to start forms, first of all, I'm just giving heading. This is not the part of form, just to make my page beautiful, I'm giving it some heading. My HTML forms. Now, form tag and form tag is closed. So this is, again, the form tag is here and the form tag is closed. Everything that happens, that is going to happen in these two tags. This is for form. But before going further, let me open this in my browser. This is, I can drag and drop to my browser in order to open it quickly. So nothing is here. What I'm doing, I'm just saying input type is equal to text. There are various types of inputs. So I'm covering all those inputs one by one, but let's start with input type text. Input type text. Now I'm saving it. See what happens. This is text box created. I can write something here. I can write anything here. Alright. So this is input type text. And now input type is equal to button. Input type button, and as you can see, nothing is here. I want to display some information here. So what I do, value is equal to, or maybe submit. The value has come, and input type button, and the value is submit. Now what I'm doing, I'm just entering something, Ankush, and I'm, watch out this thing, watch out here. I'm clicking on submit, see if something happens. Nothing happened. My form is not at all doing anything. I'm trying to submit this information, but nothing is happening. Why it is happening? Why it is so? Because input type is button. So if you want your form to be submit. When you click on the button, so input type submit. This is another type of button. Now I'm saying here Ankush and note down this thing. Submit. What happens? Just a question mark. Why? Why just a question mark? All right. What happens? Now input type text is there. Ankush was written into this text, but nothing has been submitted. Something happened, but just a question mark has come. I'm covering why this question mark has come, but for now, let us figure it out that why Ankush is not submitted. Because this input type is having no identification. It has no name given. So what I'm giving, name is equal to, say, first name. Now this I'm clearing it, refreshing my page again, and Ankush, and I'm submitting it. See, first name is equal to Ankush, and first name is this. This is equal to Ankush. I can say here something. I'm removing it now, and I'm saying, let's say Ankush, or let's say be a web developer. Submit. So what happens here? Question mark. Something is equal to be a web developer. But watch it again. I did not enter plus. So why plus has come? Plus because it is encoded in URL language. My URL understands that whenever there's plus sign, that means there's a space between two characters. So this is what it indicates. Now get back to this is my first name again. You guys must have done C language. You guys must have studied some programming language in your course. There in programming language, you must have heard variables. Consider this thing as a variable. So first name is a kind of variable, and value can be anything in it. Earlier it was Ankush stored in first name, but this time be a web developer stored in first name. I can say anything else here. My file is also saved, and I'm saying hello. Something is equal to hello, but why something? I forgot to refresh my page. File is saved. It is first name, and I'm refreshing my page again, and I'm saying hello. So first name is equal to hello. That means first name is a variable and hello is a value stored in this variable. But why this information is coming here? That's again a question mark. That is because form has two methods. Method is equal to get. Form has two methods called get and post. The default method is get. So if I did not give any method here, but the default behavior is get. So get is picked as a default method type for form. Now see, the effect remains same. Nothing is going to change. I write this line, but nothing is going to change. I'm saying Ankush, submit, first name is equal to Ankush. Nothing is changed because method is get, which is the default one. The another method is post. And now watch it out something. I typed post here and I'm saying Ankush. Watch it very carefully. I'm clicking on submit and something has happened. Form has been submitted, but no information has come here. That means value has been submitted. Form has already been submitted, but no information is seen in URL bar, in this address bar. No address bar showing nothing. That means whenever you are entering any sensitive information, for example, you are entering your password in a login form, that time you have to use post. And whenever you are entering something that is fine to go into the address bar, that time you can use get method. And also this address bar has some limitation, but post has no limitation. You can enter as much data as you want. I'm covering how to figure it out, which method is being submitted in JavaScript section, in jQuery section, when I'm going to cover Ajax. Then I'm covering these things into more detail. But for now, just understand that there are two type of methods into the form. One is post and one is get. Get is the default one, and the post is encrypted one. So no information is visible when the method type is post. Another thing you must have seen in some books, that there is another attribute called action. What is action means, as I told into the introduction, that when the data from the form is been submitted, then this data is handled by programming languages. So in when I type something here, say my programming language file.php. So this means when this is a any name, this is any name, you can have any name here, but for sake of covering this session, I'm typing my programming language file.php. This file is not existing at the moment, but assume this file exists. So what happens when I'm submitting this form, whatever data has been submitted, this data will go to this particular file, and I will be having my code written to this file that will handle this data. All right. So if I omit this section, if I do not write any action here, let's say action is altogether missing, at that time when I'm submitting my form, that form is submitted on the same page. So in this case, forms.html is my file. So when I'm submitting it, this forms.html is submitting to forms.html. That means I have to write my server side programming language code here in order to handle it, or I have to write my client side language code here in the same file in order to handle it. Client side languages like JavaScript, server side language like PHP, ASP, ASP.NET, and so on. Anyways, let's move further. How about if someone doesn't feel anything, then that is no good. So what I am doing, there is a tag, there is a keyword called required. So when I'm submitting it, when I'm refreshing my page and I'm trying to submit it, and it says please fill in this field, that means I cannot submit. I have to fill in this detail. And if I am saying here no validate, that means I'm telling my form that user can submit the information without validation. So although I have written here required, but this particular keyword will override the behavior of required. So I'm submitting it, form is getting submitted. See, submitting form is, I'm writing something here so that you know form gets submitted, but no validate is there. So my form was not validated. I'm removing no validate now, and I'm refreshing my page, trying to enter here, and this time this submitted. But now see, the information is empty here. I'm submitting here, and it says please fill in this field. And let us say if I am saying it input type email, and the value is required here. All right, and I'm refreshing my page and I'm entering here. So first of all, let's say I don't enter anything, I just submit, and it says please fill in this field, and now I enter something here and it says please include an ad. That means this is not a validated email address, so I have to enter email.com. So it has done Ankush at behindmethods.com. Now the value is validated. Other type of tags are here. I'm covering all those tabs in quick short. Input type, checkbox, and let's say tick this if you want to be a web developer. So I can tick here. All right, and but this is not looking good. So what I'm doing, I'm writing here br. All right, so tick here if you want to be a web developer. I have to tick here. How about, sometimes you must have seen there are sites that you click on this label and the checkbox gets ticked automatically. So this is a trick for that. Label for is equal to my checkbox, and this is for is equal to my checkbox, and id is equal to this has to be same. Now I'm clicking here, see it gets ticked automatically. This is a trick. ID is same and this for is same. But let us say if you do not want to use ID, then another option for you is wrap this thing into label. So whole thing is wrapped. Whole thing is wrapped. My input type checkbox is wrapped into label. Now again I can do the same thing. Got it? So this is something, but as I told you that every input must have a name, so that when we write programming, then we have these variables available with us to handle the data. So let us say I'm giving it a name, but before that let me omit this. Now see what happens. Ankush and this tick, and it says have to enter an email address, and this is there. First name is equal to Ankush. This is there, but for this thing I don't have any information. Okay, this is input type email, so that is why it asked me to enter my email address here. But I don't want to have email here again. Now I'm rolling it back to text, and input type text, name is equal to consent. I'm saying here Ankush, and the consent has been ticked, and first name is equal to Ankush, consent is equal to 1. By default it is on, but I want to have some value here. So what I do value is equal to 1. So the default, if value is not entered, it says on, and if the value is there, let's see what happens. This is Ankush and the value is there. I'm taking it, consent is equal to 1. So because the value has been submitted. Now you have to differentiate yourself that how it looks, and this form is look a bit fuzzy. I want to make it beautiful. In last video I covered tables. So width is equal to, let's say, 50%, and I'm just trying to make this form a bit beautiful, and so that you also know that how things can be organized in table as well. So just for sake of this thing, I'm writing this extra code here. enter your name, and here this value will go. Copy paste. The form will be here, the table will be inside form. Let's say this is call span is equal to 2, so that the whole row can be done. Now I'm removing everything what was here. This is here, and let the submit button be in center. Call span to align is equal to center, and I'm copying submit button as well. This submit button should also have name, so I'm input type submit, and name is equal to btn submit button submit. That means button submit. br I am removing. Okay, now my table is wrapped inside the form, and see it looks a bit good. So I can also give border. Let's say border is equal to 1, cell padding is equal to 5. See, it looks something like this. Border is equal to, I can also say style here, and which I'm going to cover into the next topic. I gave you example for style as well. Style is equal to border 1 pixel solid hash 000 for black color. So this how you can give anything here. All right, so anyways, back to forms now. Input type text box is there and input type checkbox is there. Let us say I want to have some input type is equal to radio, and let us say I'm saying here H3. Choose the game you like. H3. All right. Cricket. Basketball. Now input type radio is there. Choose the game you like, cricket, basketball, and this. Now I can click on every button, but this is not how this work. This is not the correct way of doing it, because all option buttons cannot be clicked. So the trick is here, give same name. Name is equal to game. Name is equal to game. Name is equal to game. Note down. Every button is having the same name. I'm refreshing my page. Page is refreshed now. See, at a time I can click only one option. So this is a trick. When I submit it, one of the information will go here. Now submit button is here. This is a wrong practice. In real example, we usually have submit button at the end of the form. So I'm just taking it from here, putting it at the end, just for sake of this thing. Let's say multiple BRs are here. So checkbox, this thing, this thing. Now few interesting things. Let us say you want to. How did you hear about us? How did you hear about us? So text area. Text. Not done. Among all these input forms, text area is the only thing which is closing as well. Text area. text area, and name is equal to message. This something is wrong. Text area, text area, spellings were wrong. Okay, so text area is here, this is here, and I want to increase calls is equal to, let's say 20, rows is equal to 5. That means if I can add multiple lines here, I can also increase it further. Say calls is equal to 50. It has increased. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines. And 5 lines here. I can add something here. 3 lines, let's say. That means how many number of lines are visible? 1, 2, 3. 3 lines. Although I can add multiple lines here, but that says how many number of lines are visible. When multiple lines are here, you can also drag and here increase its size. All right, so let's say 5 here only, this thing. And sometimes what happens when you do programming, sometimes you want to capture some information that is not visible here to the public. At that time we have another tag called hidden tag. So in this thing I'm writing here input type, name is equal to my hidden box, and type is equal to hidden. Required and other things, these are not required here because this is happening inside. So the box is there, but this is hidden. Not the box is there, but this is hidden. Right, let's move further. You want to have, say you want to select list of countries. Select name is equal to country, and this select. So this is another tag, select name is equal to country. Let us say what happens, submit, but no information is there. It is looking like something something can be opened by click, but no information is there. How the information can enter? So for that we have another tag, option, and let us say India, option, USA. I'm refreshing my page, and India is selected by default. USA is there. The first one is there. So in this case as well, which country has been entered? So value has to go here. Value India, or I can add my ISO code as well. The two letter ISO code is there for India. US 2 letter ISO code is there. So this is there, but how about if I don't want India to be displayed by default? So at that time what I can do, I can here something this blank, this will be blank, value is nothing, and I can just do 3 dots here, or this is there, or maybe I can type something here, select your country. So refreshing my page, select your country, drop down opens, and this how. Right, so that's it for now. Forms are not yet completed. I'm having second part of the form covered in next video. Till then, stay synchronized, stay healthy, and keep learning. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends, because learning together is always fun. Let's rock together and have a good luck. Thank you.